Well, it may not be midwinter, but it feels like we're in the middle of winter. It's July 22nd, 2022, here at Piper Way. And we got sun, boys and girls. Real sunshine. So I thought it might be a good time to come out and take stock of what the plants look like in the middle of winter. This is the first winter that I will have gone through it with them, what happens when they go dormant. Things like the old mint garden, we won't even talk about that because that's mainly all dead right now. Dead in the sense of being very, very dormant. The winter savory, however, is doing all right. And so is the kitchen sage. But all the mints are completely dead to the ground. There's some of the strawberries, our little native strawberries. They're doing okay. And there's the path. What I've been doing today is cutting back these grasses. They were beginning to self-destruct. And with the winds that we've had, the leaves went everywhere. And it was a lot of back-breaking work to pick up all those leaves, and more was to come if I didn't cut them back. So here's one of those variegated grasses called cabaret that is holding down this corner of the SDF, and then the other one is over here, and you can see it too, right there. Wait a minute. Right there. They just don't look like much right now, but they're storing away all that energy, and come spring, they're going to come up like gangbusters. Here's some of my pennisedums. There and there, much smaller grass, very fine leaves. Another one over here, right there. And then, of course, there's these big miscanthus grasses back here, holding down the other corners. So there's two there. That's morning light, or was. And then over here, just past the cistus, is Gracilis. So that's a really big grass, the biggest one that I'm going to have here by far when it really gets going. So, yeah, it's just winter at the septic drain field. Things going along pretty much as expected. However, I was curious to see about these jelly bean sedums, what they would do. They're not supposed to be hardy. I think I'm in my own light here. But you can see right there that although it's defoliated a lot, you can see all of the little beans of the jelly beans that have fallen off the stems, and they're red. See it better over here. Come back on that a little bit. So there's a whole bunch of them just down by the base of those stems there that have just fallen to the ground. But the stems themselves and some of the leaves that are remaining on the tops of the stems, or the far end of the stems, they're all green. And we had probably about 25 degrees here, briefly. Well, there goes one of my neighbors, religiously cutting her grass. So I think I'll pause for a minute here. Okay, we're back. Donna just turned off her mower for a little while, so let's see if we can sneak in one more plant. And this is Delosperma cooperi, which is a real big ice plant. And it's done okay. I mean, obviously it's looking like hell right now, but that's only because I cut it back. But already it's putting out some new growth on the ends of those stems. I don't know, maybe it knows something, I don't know, but I think it might be a little premature. But that will come back again and probably be bigger than it was last year. And it was pretty big last year too, maybe too big. And, of course, the other Dilospermum, this kind of bright green one here, is just kind of, you know, saying, winter, big deal. So it's just doing really good. This is the one that blooms yellow. And what else? Oh, here comes Donna. Maybe look at some other things like my Japanese arrow bamboo. How about that? It doesn't even know that anything's happened. It's so green. This was completely buried in snow, and all of the stems had been pushed down to the ground, and they've all rebounded and are just doing great. It's one of my favorite bamboos. Next thing I'm going to be doing in the garden is cutting back all of those plants that need it in the mint garden. And then the outliers of the mint garden is this spearmint that, as you can see, doesn't look too happy about the fact that this is the middle of winter. But it'll be fine. Same with the peppermint over here. Sleeping. Ooh, we're getting some smoke here. See the smoke? That's from Dan's fires. He burns his rubbish. And sometimes I have to go in like I'm about to do now. But here's a Fargesia rufa. It's one of my Chinese giant bamboo plants they like to munch on. And then over here's the nursery with all of the native strawberries. Doing just fine and dandy. This is mostly the sedum area here. I got the new frame in, only partially done. This one I'm looking at right now is supposed to be like this one. But the guy that was working on it decided he didn't want to finish it, so there. Here's a sedum from Deception Pass. I just left it with the moss. I thought it was kind of natural looking. I collected this sedum spathulifolium with Jose Manuel Alvarez Guerrero. And let's see what else we got here. Okay, so now we're at the actual frame that has doors and stuff, although they're falling off now. You see there where he didn't do a very good job of that. But this is my latest project. It's a seed tray. And I have put on one side, the white painter's tape sort of divides it. I put on one side musk mallow seeds, and over here common mallow seeds. These are all seeds that were harvested from 2 volunteer plants that bloomed last year over in the front part of the house on the end. More sedums here. This is Sedum nasiaticum at Rosario Head. And here's a Sedum obtusatum, which is sort of in the Laxum oregonensis group. And over here, you can see them kind of peeking out behind or underneath the canic, is Sedum rupicolum, Sedum rupicolum. Doing just fine. That would be under snow right now up on the slopes of Mount Rainier, otherwise known as Tacoma. And yeah, just some kind of odds and ends out here that have made it. My drone just made it through the winter in that 1-gallon pot, so the leaves look pretty rough, but I think it's going to come around okay. And it looks like Donna has moved to the front, so I'll be able to actually come back here. I'm only at the 9-minute mark. I'll come back here, look at a few of the other things that are going on. Of course, I've got the usual bird feeders there and there, and there. Suet and seed. Had 2 northern flickers today, 1 on each of the suet feeders. They're a pair, mated pair. Here's the famous early burlap cherry that grew about 6 feet last year. Still protected from the deer. I expect great things from it, and in preparation for that, for the pollination of those mini cherry flowers, cherry blossoms, I'm going to try some mason bees, which are non-honey producing bees, and they grow in little kits that I'll show you later. Pretty cool little bees. They're much better pollinators, even though they don't make honey, but there's more to life than honey, right? And, oh yeah, now over here, this whole area, just going to get out of the sun so I can see what I'm doing here. Woo, boy, it's a lot of sun. Okay, right here, see the blue tarp? Okay. To the left of it is Indian plum. It's native. Next to it is snow strawberries. They're just sticks right now. I don't expect you to really, see them and go, wow, how wonderful, Breck. But this area here, make sure I'm all the way back, going all the way down to that frame down there. So from there, all the way back here to these native plants is an area that the aforementioned Jose and I worked on clearing of blackberry canes. But you can still see what's left of them here. Yeah, we cleared away quite a bit. And one of the things that I want to use this open space for is planting elderberries. And I've ordered some special cultivar elderberries that were developed for their fruiting prolificacy, if you will. And so we're going to plant those here, and they're going to be pollinated by my mason bees also, or my leafcutter bees. One grass I haven't cut back yet, okay, is this porcupine grass here. That's Miscanthus strictus, by the way, for you botanically oriented. And yeah. Arctostaphylos, looking nice and ever gray. Well, I'll tell you, this light is really different from what I'm used to. Anyway, Arctostaphylos, blue mist. And then we're back sort of where I started. So I think I'll shut her down for now, and I'll do another video probably within the next couple of weeks when things change a little bit more. Until then, adios amigos.